I got a Lions thing that popped in my, and I know we got some sound from people and everything like that, but my topic is more philosophical, D-Mac.
It is.
This Monday night game, and I told you, like, I'm feeling this one. Like, it's big time. Monday Night Football adds to it. The fact that it's a Ravens adds to it. But, D-Mac, I know you're out tomorrow and Friday, so I want to exclusively get this to you. If they win this game Monday night against Baltimore, this will be one of the bigger 180s you've seen from a town and its fans and the vibes and all of it over a 3.5 hour span than you've ever seen early in the season, D-Mac. If they win this game, D-Mac, this season and how they're viewed, certainly in this town, certainly nationally, and look, for me, D-Mac, I've kind of, when I did the schedule game, I penciled this one in as a loss. I kind of expect to be 1-2. And then you got another home game coming up and et cetera, et cetera. But, D-Mac, if they win this game, everything changes.
Well, I think that
to us and to the national media, not to them.
To the national,
not to them.
The national narrative to whatever else. I heard Jared Goff on the
flagship,
the flagship this morning in the interview, and the one thing that he said, and it was talking about like just execution, and he said, if we believe to show what we really are. You know, paraphrasing that, meaning that if we are this and we are what we tell you we are, we will show you, right? And that's sort of the mentality that they have. This is one of those games as an athlete that's marked on the schedule. This year there's a bunch of schedule marking games because you're playing, you know, one of the toughest divisions, right, in the AFC. And this is one of those benchmark games. This would be a game like when we played Colorado during the season, or a Dallas, or even New Jersey on the other side, or somebody you might play down the road. This is where you can really find out. Baltimore has always been an elite program, right, that is fighting a lot of the same but different stuff with arguably one of the best quarterbacks to play the game back there. And this, see, they're consistent. Why? Because their coaching doesn't change. Right? Their system's the same way. So we know what it's going to be. It's going to be a hard, knock-and-fought game, but this is one that, and as an athlete, right, where you're the Detroit Lions, and if we're Super Bowl or bust, you have to, this is like a preview game. And there's a bunch of them on the schedule this year. Not to see, oh, we'll have to wait and see. No, you're going to see now. So I think that the way that it played out, when we were talking last week, right, what do we need to see? We needed to see protection. We needed to see, you know, establish the play action. You saw what we did. Now, granted, it's against Chicago, and Chicago arguably not one of the better teams, if, you know, one of the bottom teams sort of in the league. Baltimore's not that way, but you got yourself right. And I think the communication was there, and I think that they have to continue to do that because you have to build on these things.
You need a validator.
Right? This is their biggest validator. It's along the likes of opening the season in Kansas City, right? That was the validator to the league. This, at this stage of the game, is the validator to the league.
Because there's so many questions, I think, obviously nationally, and William Turnbull in the chat, I don't care what the national media says about us. William, yes, you do. We all do. Spenny, how do those clips do when we get a Nick Wright up there talking ish or whatever?
Blow up.
Why do they blow up, Spenny? I thought no one cares.
People cares about it.
Okay, thank you. Yep. But anyway, D-Mac, from again, just from strictly vibes perspective, that's the word I like to use when I can't point to one thing, so I just say vibes, and everyone seems to accept it. But whatever. The moral of the story is this, D-Mac, where I think that there are. Chris says, I don't think so. Even if we beat the Ravens, there's plenty of SOL fans that would bitch and moan about everything. Chris, see, I don't think with this one. Because what are you going to say? For real. Like, those SOL fans, they'll just have to sit that one out on Tuesday, on Monday night, the post-game shows, the reaction shows. Those fans will just have to sit one out. I just contend, D-Mac, that... And I can't even ask you this question playing in the NHL because there's 80-plus games. In a league where there are 17 games, and if the Lions flip this script and they're 2-1 after 3, losing at Green Bay...
It's irrelevant.
Everything
It puts it back. You put you back where everybody sort of had them.
bingo. Like everything is restored, man. And this is because this is a red letter game. It is within the context of this season. It's a red letter game because it goes back to this smoky sky. The Ravens are Lions' kryptonite. No matter how good the Lions are, they can't beat them. We have not beat them since their conception in 1996. Now, Smokey, I would say that doesn't matter. Only Monday night matters.
Yeah.
And if they win that game, D-Man, I think everything changes. The perception, I think the vibes change. I think the way that they're talked about. And most importantly, look, we know this locker room, and we know this franchise, and we know these players. It won't change to them, but D-Mac, it will literally change to everybody else associated with the game of football. Is that fair?
Yeah, because of what you did week one, you didn't come out like the Lions. You showed it in week two, but now we're seeing is the consistency there. Does the offensive, the questions that were there before last week, although they were answered, are still there because you're going against the elite team. Like, you look at the schedule and you got, in the coming weeks, there's the lusters off the Bengals game because they lost Joe Burrow, right?
Yeah, you hate to see it.
The Chiefs, they're in a tailspin, so that one is more of they're the Super Bowl champions, so that's going to be another one. You got the Commanders later in the season. You got the Eagles.
Jaden Daniels doesn't look right.
You got the Eagles and different things like that. So there's so many benchmark games that you have to win and show something early in the season. But now, because this is the one right now, like you said, this is for national. This is the perspective on the same way that if they don't win, you're going to have everybody telling you I told you so, and the sky's falling again, and all this and that.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Honolulu BS, like corn with butter, everything changes. What's your take on it, Spenny?
I mean, when we looked at the schedule preseason, I had this one marked down as a loss.
Yeah,
and
America does.
The Ravens are a great team, and is there a path to victory? Like, yeah, the Ravens aren't like astronomically better of a team than the Detroit Lions, but going on the road against Lamar Jackson, who's notoriously very good against NFC opponents, and it's going to be a tough matchup. But can you win? Is there a path to victory? Yeah, you create some turnovers, you run the ball, you'll be able to win. But I have this marked up as a loss, so I'm not going to freak out if they lose to the Ravens in Baltimore.
And that's what I was driving at, because this is a zero-sum game, right?
Right.
It is either or. They are either back in Super Bowl favorites, or if they lose, I told you. It's just this season was always going to be a wash, KG.
I know, right? But no, I mean, to this point, and I love this football team. You know how confident I am in my Detroit Lions. The one narrative that they have not seen the beaten over these last few years is the mobile quarterback argument. And it's something they still struggle with, and until further notice, I have to think they're going to struggle in this game because Lamar Jackson is next level. He's not Caleb Williams or any of these other quarterbacks that can move out of the pocket but won't really hurt you with his legs. He can beat you with his legs single-handedly. And I think that's the bigger issue here. But it doesn't, if they lose this game, it doesn't mess up anything in terms of the NFC or any of the aspirations that they have. But I know the national lens is going to view it differently.
I just want the people out there that if they lose, and people are going to freak out if they lose, which they will, you got to tell me that you had this marked as a W before the season. That you believed before the season that the Detroit Lions were going to go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens.
Yeah. If
you say that, then for sure you can freak out.
It's a tough sell.
But it's a tough game.
But if you had them beating the Ravens, then you also had them going 15-2.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, again.
This is a tough match. This is what this year is going to be. And you can go grind out a victory. Good teams do that. I want to see you go out there, play Lions football. If you create some turnovers, if some things go this way, you're going to win. This should be a very close game between two very good teams.
I'm fascinated, and I think this goes into it because I've been telling you guys I've been irrationally excited for this game and the circumstances around it. Again, going back to the Monday night, there's Lamar, there's Derrick Henry, it's the Ravens, Harbaugh's on the other sideline, all of it. And it's just, this game is fascinating to me, D-Mac, because just the football stuff, right?
Well, here's the excitement, right? Because what you saw from your team getting back on track and what you need of how to play to go and win this game, it is doable. That's what it is. right? You go out there, take care of business, block your assignments, play that hard on defense and stuff like this, and be able to move the ball around, then you have a path to victory. My skepticism still has always been until it's containing Lamar, because like Spenny said, he's a different beast, right? As far as like he can make things happen more than even what you've seen in the first 2 weeks.
Right. Woodward Sports chat thread, Isaac Rhodes. I see this game as a free roll because if we lose, it's supposed to happen. If we win, it just means we played our game. Either way, we're still a good team. And Isaac, that's pretty much my statement. It's rare when you are where the Lions are right now, because I do consider them in that Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens stratosphere. I'm talking about Super Bowl or failure. They are in that stratosphere. And I don't care what anybody in this chat says or anybody nationally says. Those are the stakes. They were the stakes last year, and they failed 100%. You know who would be the first one to tell you that they failed? Them.
Yeah.
Them. They would.
They know the water's there.
Yeah. So, Isaac, and it's rare that you have a good team like the Lions are, because it is a free roll.
Yeah.
Like, it is a house money situation.
100%. It's like Anakin Skywalker. Do I think we're gonna win this game? Yeah. Do I think we'll win this game? No.
and
you know what I'm saying? But so it's more of a free roll. You know, the bottom line is you want to come out after 4 weeks 2-2.
Yeah.
So if you just set yourself up, because then you go 3-1, and also because when you went out of the division, it puts the pressure back on Green Bay to keep pace, even because they got the tiebreaker.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there, get your thoughts out there. Click the like button since you're here as well. Joseph Austin has a question for you, Spenny.
Ooh.
Is Spencer happy that we have a Malik quarterback on the roster now?
It's true. We do have a mobile quarterback. Jared Goff needs to look out. Signed him.
There's Stick in the background as well.
You never know. You never know. Things can change.
My understanding is that was a this week thing.
It
was
Scout
practice. Lamar. Yep. He's Scout Team Lamar.
Yeah.
And he will be sent on his way afterwards.
Can he return kicks?
Yeah.
I'm sure he can catch it and go in a straight line, yes.
Gosh, I think we got to stop doing that.
Hulk smash.
Listen, I like Grant Stewart and like what that's not what he's good at. He's going to
DNC ENT, free roll is wild. We cannot be swimming in the same waters and supposed to lose at the same time. So DNC ENT had them 15-2 with the win over Baltimore.
I guess.
Guess so.
Must have.
No, DNC ENT, I'm sitting here being honest with you. I had this penciled in as a loss when I saw the schedule, as did 99.9% of America, because you lose games in the NFL. I know you expect him to win every single time and be undefeated for 3 years in a row, but that's not the way that it works. And this is one of those spots. So it is a free roll because you already had it penciled in. If you do lose, can we do this right before we go to break? You guys understand, if they do lose the game, even if it looks bad, if they do lose the game, that Cleveland's coming into town next week.
Yeah, at home.
At home, and you win the game, and you're 2-2, and you keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And then you're at Cincinnati without Joe Burrow.
I think that's why it's the imperative to the focus too, that what you can do for yourself early in the season with this tough schedule, because you have Cleveland coming into home and right, without looking ahead, you know that you can set yourself up and even more right the ship. So that's why this one is huge.